Mortal Kombat X brings stunning graphics and surprisingly addictive combat together with a massive amount of content to sift through, big enough to eat dozens of hours of your time, small enough to fit in your pocket. Well, I mean, if you have a tablet, you may need a bigger pocket. All that and more to follow. This AAA fighting game, if nothing else, looks spectacular. Animations are fast, snappy, and every character has their own unique set of movements that perfectly capture what kind of fighter that person or thing is. Relatively high frame rates ensure that you aren't missing anything, from the bone-cracking punches to the literally face-sliding off the skull fatalities. All the characters are modeled and animated well. My only complaint is that they are simpler versions of the source material, making a lot of them seem more generic than they are. Granted, this game doesn't even come close to the kind of graphic you'd see on a different system, but it's good enough to keep your eyes on the screen. The stages you play lack anything interesting to look at, but hey, that's probably a good thing. Strike and special effects are surprisingly underplayed. Typically in a fighting game, effects are king with everything else being in between. When, for example, throwing poison on someone, you'd expect a lot more than just some green mist to rise off their body. Also seen is underwhelming special attacks, sword swipes, grenade usages, guns, and even kicks strong enough to put a hole through a wall just fall flat. The way this game plays is a very hate-to-love-it relationship. Basically, you tap or hold 2 fingers down on the screen to attack or defend respectively. Use special when you have it, and occasionally there are some quick events thrown in there. It sounds so simple, and it really is. However, there is the added mechanic of swapping out characters on the fly from your roster of 3. It's so basic, but it lends itself to rapid fire action that you just can't put down. While all the characters play the same fundamentally, switching between them and using their special skill as soon as it's up gets to become a minigame in itself to defeat foes as fast and as efficiently as possible. Generally, the combat becomes increasingly stagnant until you hit difficult bosses and towers that force you to change the way you play. Now, the question everyone is asking, where are the fatalities? You know, the feature this whole series is known for, buried for select few to see, hidden under the rubble of dozens of battles just to see what we all came for. I believe it takes almost 2 hours just to see your first fatality, after the tutorial one of course. And no, you can't go to a practice mode or even PvP mode to see them all the time. Only under special circumstances and characters will they become available to see. And when they do, oh man is it beautiful. You'll see that gross gore creativity at an all-time high. Why they restricted it so much, the world may never know. Obtaining characters is as easy as buying them or going through the fierce ordeal of skimping and saving every last gold coin or soul. While it's nice that you're able to gain all the currency in game, obtaining enough to buy any fighter worth buying is a complete and total grind. It's so scaled down that even after several hours of play, you still won't own any of the iconic Mortal Kombat characters. That's right, you start off with some nobodies fighting other nobodies. It's such a huge letdown to not even get one freebie on that front. Typical of this genre, you can upgrade those characters for stats and unlock abilities. They attempt to change up the formula by having equipment be a collectible as well, but its impact is negligible, making collecting them pointless. Annoyingly, the PvP in this game is once again not structured. Although the matchmaking is better than usual, the skill and level ranges were still too much. It's not good enough. Stop putting PvP in your damn game unless it's completely fair. What is so hard about that? And, oh yeah, there isn't any story, which is actually significantly better than any half-assed one. So, you know, good on ya. This pseudo port does everything fairly well for a mobile game. The combat gets a bit dry after a while, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun and flashy in the meantime. Being able to play the entire game and obtain all the characters is always a plus. Granted, it will take you hundreds of hours, but it's a nice gesture anyway. This game will be sure to keep you busy, your thumbs sore, and that Mortal Kombat thirst quenched wherever you go. 8 out of 10. I have been King's Decree with MMO Play, bringing you a review for Mortal Kombat X for mobile. Thanks for watching.